5 underrated Genshin characters for broke F2P players. Number 5. Kale. Now Kale is the character that has the community split in half. Many praise her for her Dendro application and offensive capabilities, while others will swear on their mothers that she stinks. Now Kale is a great Dendro support character even at C0, with her elemental skill afflicting decent AoE damage, making reactions like burning and quicken possible for an even bigger punch. However, this incredible ability is easily outdone by Kawe, whose elemental skill does the same thing, but with less than half the CD time, meaning you can do more reaction damage faster. Despite this, I'm in no way saying that you should drop Kale in favor of wishing for Kawe. Unless you're not willing to build her, then by all means go for Kawe, because there are still areas where Kale pull through. As a bow user, she can deal damage quickly and evenly when dealing with crowds of enemies, not to mention her decent normal attack damage stats. So if you're willing to get a 4 or 5 star weapon for her, your Primogems will prove to be worth it. Number 4. Mika. Now Mika is widely known for his weak healing and cryo application. However, if you just need some good physical damage, he might be your guy. With relatively strong normal attack damage stats, he is something of a poor man's Shenhe, and considering they're both STS support characters and cryopolam users, you might be better off pulling Mika. If you want some more cryo application out of Mika on a F2P account, I personally recommend giving him the Dragon Spine Spear, which is acquired through the Festering Fangs World Quest. Not only this polearm is cheap and easy to forge, but it also has 60% chance of dropping an insale of your enemy, dealing AoE damage and afflicting your enemy with cryo. On the top of that, the Dragon Spine Spear gives a physical damage buff of its holder, helping Mika's already decent damage numbers make easy work of enemies who have high elemental damage resistance. Mika shines even more when paired with characters like Xiangling and Jaya, whose elemental skills stay on the battlefield even after you have switched characters, opening a door to decent melt damage. If you're willing to give Mika some good old DLC and spend the time and reason to build him well, he'll be extraordinary on the field, domain, and even Spiral Abyss. Number 3. Yunjin. Yunjin is one of those characters that you don't see many travelers talking about because she is overshadowed by more popular Geo supports like Zhongli and Ningguang. But don't let this elegant dancer's low popularity get you down. Yunjin's elemental skill has one of the shortest CD times of all the characters, which is 9 seconds. So in battles against bosses like Child and Prime Geo Bishop, where crystallized shields are mandatory, she might be one of your best bets for defense. On the top of that, Yunjin's elemental burst gives her normal attack damage a huge boost that grows as you level up her talents. This buff is essentially the only reason we can call her a sub DPS, but the punch it packs into such a small package is nothing to gawk at. Number 2. Xingqiu. Xingqiu is a pretty popular 4-star character, and for good reason. Many fans agree that he has some of the best hydro application of all the characters. However, his high energy costs causes many travelers vary to commit to building him and instead wait for rerolls of 5-star characters like Yelan and Kamisato Ayato. However, I'd save those fates for another characters if you have already pulled Xingqiu, because apart from being a nerd, this hydro sword user has a lot going for him. Xingqiu is often used as hydro support just to cast his high damage stealing skill or burst, only to be swapped out for the main DPS immediately after. But he can be strong standalone character worthy of DPS status in any hydro center team. Unlike popular characters like Hu Tao and Xiangling who need heavy support to function, Xingqiu function almost independently of a team. Seriously, with the right weapon to make the most of his normal attack damage, which for me is the 4 stars Iron Sting, since I focus on his burst, he can take large enemies without other characters for reaction damage. On the top of that, his abilities make him so flexible that you can shove him into the 4th slot with any team of 3 and he'll fit in just perfectly. And finally, number 1. Razer. If all you need is brute strength with some intense electro application, Razer might be the best option you have as a F2P player. With a crazy elemental skill and some of the best normal attack damage stats of any Claymore user, Razer works well in teams where he can take the place of the main damage dealer and initiate elemental reaction. Razer is an incredibly strong character, so much so that he doesn't even need a fancy wish banner weapon to make easy work of bosses. A simple prototype Arya can give his already impressive damage stats a huge buff, which with combined with leveling up his talents will turn him into an absolute tank at C0. But if you want to focus on elemental damage, he's got you covered here as well. When paired with the above mentioned Xingqiu and and Animo Traveler for extra support, you can do relatively consistent and powerful electro charge damage. But if you happen to be lucky enough to get your hands on Dehya, her elemental skill opens the door for explosive overload damage. A decent alternative would be Xiangling, but with Dehya, the Pyro AoE generates extra pyro damage with every other hit, which is unstoppable with Razer's strength. And so, with all the hype around the excellent 5-star characters Genshin Impact has to offer, it's easy to think that you have the characters like Zhongli, Hu Tao or Kazuha in order to be good at the game, but it's simply not true. Of course, it's fine if you aspire to collect 5 stars and their respective weapons to improve your experience, but having the fanciest character isn't mandatory to enjoy the game. Seriously, any character in the game can be strong and effective if you have the time and patience to collect the artifacts and talent materials, as well as pull on that awful weapon banner to help that character reach their fullest potential. So perhaps use your time and resources to build up your Xingqiu instead of trying to pull for Yelan. And yeah, thanks for watching.